What's going on, Jerome's? Now we're deeper in draft season, deeper than this friggin' V. And we're taking a look at our guy Thor Nystrom's latest 3-round mock draft 3.0 over at NBC Sports Edge. And there's some really interesting things here where the Vikings can accomplish two things. They can draft best player available, or here's the thing about BPA is that usually there's like a gaggle of a couple of names, maybe like 4 or 5 names that are very similarly placed on the draft board, as well as you can check off positions of need. Sometimes that Venn diagram circle, it just makes it into one. So there you go. We're going to dive on in and see what we got here. So at the top, Thor's got Hutchinson to the Jaguars. Yes, I think there is something to the Travon Walker steam. I think that there is an outside shot that maybe Walker, the Jaguars betting on his potential, could be that guy. Because Travon Walker is basically Danielle Hunter, a little bit more agile, sure. But Hutchinson goes 1, Lions. Lions, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. They take Malik Willis at 2, going to be quarterback of the future, sit behind Jared Goff for a hot second. But, I mean, the Lions, frankly, they should be in for a quarterback. Holmes as well as Campbell want their quarterback of the future. Plus, it'd be nice fodder for Hard Knocks. And they're probably not going to get Willis at 32 or the top of the second round. So now they're just going to bite the bullet and take it. Texans, Evan Neal, offensive lineman 1 off the board, where I think that Ike Ekwonu has a higher ceiling, but Evan Neal does have that higher floor, and they're going to be moving on from Tunsil in all likelihood, so makes sense. 4, Jets. So Travon Walker, just an absolute freak-ass edge rusher. Can use him in a myriad of ways. I think Rob Salah is really going to like him on the defense. And then they double back for some reason. For some reason, Garrett Wilson is there at 10. So the Jets go with Travon Walker and Garrett Wilson. Giants at 5 and 7. So the Giants taking Sticky Ike Ekwonu, put him opposite of Andrew Thomas. You got 2 nice bookends there. Also, for some reason, Kyle Hamilton falls to 7, which, adios mio. I understand that he doesn't play a premium position, but the kid might be the best player in the draft, and that's no cap at all. Panthers at 6, where they're not going to roll with Sam Darnold and slinging Kenny Pickett. You're able to have him and his small hands smell like cabbage in a warm weather conference. It does make some sense there. And I think that Matt Rule and Fritter, they're worried about keeping their jobs, so maybe they're hitching their wagons to the quarterback of the future, and maybe Pickett can be that guy and build upon his one-year wonder status there in Pittsburgh. 8. So the Falcons got to be pissed off, man, because they just shipped out Matt Ryan. Ideally, they're going to be going for a quarterback, maybe in round 2, now that Willis and Pickett are off the board. But I think they would have taken one of the two if they were there at 8. It is what it is. But Thibodeau, yes. There are some questions about Thibodeau, but the Falcons need a premium edge rusher. And 9, Seahawks. Now, Seahawks are also pissed because they probably would have taken either Willis or Pickett if they were there at 9. But Sauce Gardner, quarterback 1 in my book. They got to rebuild somewhere, and they had an exodus at that cornerback room this offseason, so Sauce makes sense there. Garrett Wilson, we talked about, where Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore are going to be a hell of a tandem, man. It's getting open for Zach Wilson. Ooh, Wilson to Wilson. I like it. 11. So the Commies, where they don't get their quarterback, but they get another big-bodied outside the numbers receiver. So Drake London playing that power forward spot. They got Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel. That ain't bad. That ain't bad for Carson Wentz, which, yeah, okay. 12, so the Vikings. Sauce Gardner is off the board, and they have their choice of cornerback. So Stingley is there. Trent McDuffie, my guy, is there. Jermaine Johnson would make sense. Linderbaum is there as well. Charles Cross, interestingly, fell, where you've seen a lot of mocks where he's in the top 10. Charles Cross is just a physical freak. I understand tackle is one of the few positions that the Vikings are solid at. I would draft Charles Cross and just play him at guard. I would just play him at right guard, whatever. But Jordan Davis is also interesting as well. But the Vikings do go with Trent McDuffie. And I love McDuffie, man, because even though he doesn't have the length, he doesn't have the size of some of the other cornerbacks, he is feisty, he gets after it, can play, is solid in man, is fantastic in zone. He doesn't have the big ball hawking numbers either, but he is just a guy who's going to get after it. And we've called him 5'11", Antoine Winfield Sr. for a reason. I do really like Trent McDuffie, so that checks the box there. Let's go with the quarterback. So Matt Corral, 18 to the Saints. Yeesh. Jameson Williams goes to the Packers. That sucks. So the Packers can just sit on Jameson Williams for a year, and then he'll be rock solid. Oh no, No. Zion Johnson, ZJ, going to the Packers. That sucks. I hate everything. Let's look at the Eagles. So the Eagles get Olave, Jordan Davis, and Stingley. Gross. That is a gross trifecta. I love it, man. Boye Mafe goes to the Chiefs, although they could be in the market for a wide receiver, certainly. Kyle Lam goes to the Bengals. Interesting. You would think they go offensive line, except they did sign up a bunch of great offensive linemen in free agency. Nakobe Dean goes to the Lions. So the Lions get their quarterback on offense with Malik Willis, the quarterback on defense with Nakobe Dean. Second round, so Desmond Ridder goes to Seattle. Does make a lot of sense there. So since they missed out on the top tier quarterbacks in terms of Willis, well, shouldn't even call him top tier, but they miss out on Pickett, they miss out on Willis, but Ridder at 40, I like that one a lot. I do really like that one. Let's see what else here. Sam Howell, Atlanta. Yeah, same process as Seattle, where like, hey, so we missed out on quarterback in round 1. Scoop one up in round 2. Sam Howell can sit behind Mariota for a hot second. I think that he could do some nice things there with Arthur Smith. Let's see. So Corral already went. Where does Carson Strong go? Is he even on this board? Carson. All right, so Carson Strong goes to Indy in the 3rd round. That's about right. Yeah, where it was a big 6, but I think it's 5 plus Carson Strong. I think there's just too many questions about that knee. Anyway, 2nd round for the Vikings. So you already got your cornerback. McDuffie's going to start right away. Now, it's a little bit of BPA, where the Vikings certainly do have a ton of talent on the edge with Daniil, who they're keeping, Zadarius Smith, who they just signed, DJ Wadham, who's developing, and then also you have Patrick Jones II, as well as Janaris Robinson, but Nick Bonito coming out of Oklahoma. He's a guy that automatically fits into what you want to do as a stand-up outside linebacker who's going to rush the passer and get after it. Now, yeah, his stock has certainly gone up, where initially I was like, man, it'd be great to get him in the 3rd round. I think you're going to have to take him in the 2nd round now. But just here's always what happens. You look around at what else is there. Darren Kennard is fantastic. Tyler Smith would have been fantastic. I would plop him in at right guard. Just absolute nasty. Just getting him, man. Just getting him. But I do love me some Bonito in this spot as well. Daxton Hill, Wandale going. Yeah, there's going to be a really nice run of round 2 and round 3. So day 2, wide receivers going here. Like Pickens, Wandale, Calvin Austin, Sky Moore. That's a little bit low for Sky Moore. David Bell. David not testing well, Bell. Yeah, there you go. Carson Strong goes. Jerome Ford would have been our guy. Kobe Bryant. Wow. All right, so Thor is really high on Kobe Bryant. I like it. I feel like Kobe, Vikings at 77, picking up Ed Ingram, just a rough and tumble meat and potatoes interior offensive lineman coming out of the LSU University. And I think that he could push, even if the Vikings do add a guy in free agency, whether that be whether it be J.C. Treader, probably not. Whether that be Eric Flowers, probably not. Whether that be whoever. But I think Ed Ingram could push a guy like Wyatt Davis, could push a guy like Blake Brandel for competing for that right guard spot. So, yeah, overall, you're picking up a potential starter in the 3rd round at guard and Ed Ingram. You're picking up a guy who's going to contribute right away in terms of the rotational pass rush in Nick Bonito. And then at 12, you're picking up Trent McDuffie, who's going to be a day 1 starter. This is a fantastic draft. And if we went down like this, if the Vikings add a couple more guys in free agency that you feel comfortable with, which they're working on, yes, I'm absolutely down to clown with this one. But your thoughts on our thoughts on Thor's thoughts. Take a look at his mock draft 3.0, 3-round version. Vikings, check. Love it. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.